Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Always Bet on Yourself pod. I'm sorry I've been away for so long. I've just needed a bit of time to sort of recalibrate and just mentally be okay. Been just not in the best space, which is normal and human, but I am back and I do have some things that I want to chat with you about today. Recently, I've been thinking a lot about intuition and overthinking and the difference between the two and how to trust your inner voice, your inner knowing and stuff like that. For me, I know that I'm a really big overthinker. I can be presented with a situation and I can catastrophize, or I can think about the best scenario. I can think about it all, and it can get quite exhausting. It's really not an ideal state of mind, I would say, and I know a lot of people are like that. I speak to so many friends that are just the same, but recently I've been trying to, I guess, you're going to have those thoughts regardless. They're going to be there, and sometimes you just have to tell yourself that that's just a story that you're telling and that it's not true. Sometimes you have to ground yourself and be like, okay, well, maybe we're veering in a direction that we shouldn't be going in, and maybe to just focus on something else, keep yourself busy, just don't believe everything that your head tells you, because it can be so detrimental. And I've really been trying to get to a place of just listening to me, like my gut, fully. And that's been really hard. I've heard people talk about it and I was like, what do you mean when you say that? And I've kind of related it to when the choice to leave my job and to find something else. I know I needed to do that for me. I know that's just a direction that I needed to go in. It was just like a feeling, right? Like it is a feeling, but you have to trust that there's something inside you telling you something's off or not quite right, and there is something else to be done. It's I think it's a really hard thing to try and decipher. It is. Because I feel like sometimes you can just believe stuff that isn't true. Like, I've been presented with a situation recently where I've been a little bit confused, and I've been building stories, lots and lots of stories, and I've overthought about it too much, but I've sort of just had to be like, this as well, letting go. You can't control situations and what they're going to be. You can't control people and how they're going to act. You have to just let it go. Not every person is supposed to be golden in your life. Even if you want them to be there forever or, for a long time, and you have to watch a person's actions and see what they do. It's not always about what they say. It's about how they're presenting in the world. And if you're being presented with fuckery, just believe it the first time, I think. That's one of the beautiful things about getting older and a bit more wiser, is that you just sort of, your tolerance for stuff just goes down, and you have to kind of just make a choice of what you're going to tolerate in your life. Like, do I want that? No. And that's where I've been getting to with my head. I'm like, I don't always want to be in a situation where I'm constantly overthinking something and feeling shitty about it. Or, it's just not a nice feeling. And I know that being human, you can't be 100% all the time. That is just not real life. You know, my overthinking is not going to stop. It's going to be there, but sometimes I have to like step outside of myself and say, okay, well, this is not helpful. You just creating whatever you're creating is just not helpful. Go do something else. Go for a run. Go and see a friend and distract yourself. Don't always feed into it, because I feel like the more you feed into these things, it just keeps perpetuating, and you can't stop. It's like a really vicious cycle that you have to get yourself out of. So I you know, listen to music or pop on a film or do anything other than that. And also give yourself some grace if you are overthinking too much. Just be kind and be like, okay, well, I know this is the way that I am, but I'm going to really try and consciously be aware of my thoughts and try not to think about that thing, which is so, so hard. And this is why I love doing meditation, because I can just be so still and calm myself and only focus on my breath, and there's emptiness, and it's not always 100% empty, but it's more or less, there's quiet, there's peace. You can focus on the music that you're listening to. It might be a guided meditation. It might just be, sometimes I will just lay down and I will have my own sort of positive affirmations that I'll say to myself. I will tell myself all the good things about myself and how I show up in life, and, you know, send all the love and positivity and health and everything towards my friends and family. Like, that just helps ground me a little bit more. But yeah, mate, just going through it. It's been a really, really sort of it's been a strange couple of months, to be honest. At the start of January, I really was like feeling quite positive and motivated. And then just something inside of me was like, you just need to be quiet. I haven't been wanting to see anyone and go out or do anything really, like nothing. And normally I love, you know, hanging out with my friends and going out and getting a coffee and going to the beach and all of that stuff. But I really have just been a bit of a hermit and wanted to be inside. But it hasn't felt unhealthy as such. It's been just like I've wanted to be by myself, and I've needed lots of rest and quietness. And I feel like life can get so, so busy sometimes, and you get caught up in everything that you never make time for yourself, or that you're just so used to the hustle and bustle that you just don't know how to sit still. You're like, what am I doing now? Like, what is this? I'm bored. But I've just been enjoying and observing myself in this quietness. And I've had the thought of like, it's not going to be quiet for me forever. My life is very, very quiet. I'm a single person. I live on my own, unless my brother's home, because he fly in, fly out. But everything is so quiet for me. It's just me and my dog. I don't have loads of people over to my home, really, ever. So it's just, I'm trying to enjoy the silence, because one day it might be absolutely chaos and I will be looking back thinking my life was boring or like not enough. And I'll be in like, just, oh my gosh, these people are driving me insane. My kids, my husband, I need a break. You know, it's always, the grass is always greener, I find. And that's another thing I've been thinking about. There's always something that you feel like you don't have. There's always something I want or need. You know, nothing's ever, I feel like, for people good enough. And I can't say that I've met one person that truly is satisfied. I don't know if satisfaction is real. Perfection is not real. Nobody is everything, you know. I want the family and the kids and all of that life. And then, you know, if I get that, what else am I going to want? Oh, I want freedom. Oh, I want to go and travel. I want to go and do that. You know, it's always, I feel like that's just always the case in life. And I don't know why we're wired that way. It's really interesting to think about. So this is just my being is trying to just be happy with what I've got and what I have. It can be really difficult sometimes. It's not completely easy for me, but I do my best, like we all do, I feel. I do my best, trying to listen to what I need inside of myself and lead with that, trying to not think too much. Oh gosh, she does love it. Yep. All the time. I do have an imagination, a very, very insane imagination. And I feel like for some people that maybe are a little bit more creatively inclined, you can just, I don't know. There is just so much happening upstairs sometimes. I'm like, I should be studied. I would love to get one of those brain scans by Doc Arman. If anyone heard of him, Doc Arman, I think that's how you say his last name. He's I don't actually know what he is. I want to say a neuroscientist, but he might not be. A brain person, and he scans people's brains and lets them know, what's going on upstairs and how healthy their brain is. I would love to see that. I really wish I had some more tips and tricks for you into guiding yourself and how to listen to yourself more, but I don't, because I'm not a professional. I'm just literally speaking from my own point of view. I don't know. I've spoken about this a lot. I would say just go out, be in nature somewhere, and just take a minute, take a rest, get out of the environment that you're in when you're having these self-perpetuating thoughts. Go speak to a friend if you want to, and just calm down. I think we just calm down. Life isn't that bad. Whatever you think, in the grand scheme of things aren't that bad. Just trust. If something's going to make you anxious and unsure, don't do it. It's not worth it. If a job or a person or whatever it is going to make you feel like shit, just don't go near it, honestly. I think that's what I'm slowly learning. And life is a journey of learning and lessons, and it's just a never-ending cycle. This is incredibly random. I think I've spoken about this before, but I'm getting grey hair, like a lot of grey hair in a lot of places. I've got a grey hair on my eyebrow, on my head, elsewhere. It's making me very, very sad. I didn't think I'd get them this young, but alas, they are coming. And what am I going to do about it? I really don't feel like dyeing my hair. That's one thing that I really just don't want to do, because it feels so crap when I do it. My hair feels absolutely awful. I've done it once, and it's a no-go for me. I don't know how people dye their hair all the time without it feeling like shit. Anyway, that was a random side little quest. What else did I have for you guys to talk about? Now, to know that this is a universal thing, for anyone else that is an overthinker and that just doesn't stop, please tell me I'm not alone, that someone else is in the same boat. Go on. I would love to know, do the opposite sex overthink as well? The opposite sex, blah, 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 males are odd. You are. They're very, very odd. They think so differently to us. They are actually enigmas. Why are we so different? I know I spoke about this last week, but why are we so different? They just... Ugh. This is me lately when anyone talks about men or boys. Bleh. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. I'm joking. Yes. Anyone else? Please let me know. What is something that you worry about consistently? Is there a certain thing that pops up in your mind all of the time that you can't get rid of? Like, I'm really curious to know that I'm not the only one out there on the internet speaking about their woes. You know? Now I've been listening to... I do these things to myself. I had like this video pop up on YouTube, and it's this girl, and she does like these tarot readings. And she does the reading and sort of tells you whatever it is. Now, I know blokes aren't going to be interested in this, but ladies, I'm invested. And unfortunately, because I'm invested, I've got 50 other videos that are coming up, and people are telling me that it's a sign, it's for me. And I'm like, so you're telling me I just got 17 people telling me 17 different things and they're all for me and it's all real? I feel like we just get into that stuff way too much, but I can't cope. I genuinely love it. Tell me what the next step is and what my day is going to look like. Like, I need a sign every 45 minutes. Looking everywhere. Sign everywhere. Why are women so much more inclined to believe in this stuff than men? I do find it fascinating, because I've spoken to my guy friends about this and they just look at me like I'm crazy and they're like, what? Like, why are you so stupid? They look at me like I'm stupid, and I'm like, no, you're stupid, actually, because fucking Tracy told me, and then I saw the butterfly and I saw it because, you know. But yeah, but to be fair, I was thinking about it. It's not the worst thing to listen to. Like, people can judge it all you want, but what they're saying generally, my words fail me. I'm so sorry. Like, the words can't come out. Blah, blah, blah. What they're saying most of the time isn't bad things. They're being quite positive and affirming of things, and, you know, they're trying to predict bits and pieces. Whether it's true or not, I don't think it's a bad thing to say, you know, oh, you're on the right path and all the rest of it. What is the worst? I mean, honestly, I haven't watched a video where a person has been like, they've been overly negative. I did go and see a lady once, not the lady that I told you about in the other episode, the one that was like insane, but I saw another lady and she was like, I don't like to talk about the negative things or anything bad, because I feel like as people we're more inclined to continually, you know, just process that stuff. So I will tell you the good. And I was like, oh, that's really awesome. She actually did a really good reading, and I was quite shocked at how accurate later on down the track she was. At the time, I was like, oh, no, this doesn't apply to me. I didn't really understand what she was saying. I just wasn't okay. She was speaking about the podcast, and I hadn't started it yet, and she was like, yes, the podcast, this is what you're going to do, and was quite, told me she saw all of the microphones and the setup and everything. And I was like, I don't even know if I want to do it. I don't think this lady's being honest. She's just making this up. And then, well, no, that was in June of last year. And here we are. But, some people just have a gift. And I love it. She told me my aura's green. I don't know if it is green, but apparently it's green. As always, I love talking to you guys. I am going to be more consistent, I promise. I'm still currently looking for a job. I haven't been looking for long, for about a week, to be honest. And I'm ready to go back into the workforce and make some new friends and, live life. And try not to worry too much and think too much. As always, I love speaking to you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Love you lots. Mwah.